Gluten morning bread buddies, how are we doing? How's your week been? Let me know in the comments what your peak of the week has been. We're back from Portugal. I got back literally yesterday and I still need to deal with unpacking everything. I did do all of my laundry there, which was such a godsend. It's made me really reconsider when I travel, I wouldn't ever do a laundry service in a hotel because that's extortionate, but maybe finding a laundrette and giving them a bag full of laundry to just come home and it's all done because it can just go straight into the cupboards. I'm just so happy with the level of organisation. I'm about to head out to an event with Tom Kerridge and Marks and Spencer. It's the launch of his new cookery range. I don't know what to expect. It's at his restaurant in Chelsea. So we're going to head over there in a bit. I've made for the team. So I don't know if I've said this before, but when I go to these PR events, I'm so aware of the time and the effort that the teams who are organising it and the brands that are organising it put into it, and they don't get anything in return, really, besides, content creators posting stuff. So I have been making a conscious effort to, whenever I go to a PR event, take a bake along with me. And my friend Georgia, she got me for my birthday the M&S hazelnut cream, which is just delicious. If you like Biscoff but blondie kind of things and Nutella, you need to pick that up. It's really, really delicious. I had that in the cup and I thought, how fun would it be if I made the M&S team some double chocolate hazelnut cookies for them to have as a thank you. So I got back last night and I said to Lawrence when I was on the plane, can you get butter out the fridge for me so that it can soften, all that kind of stuff. And I got back, did a whole batch of these. I'll link Georgia's recipe below. I've done it before over on TikTok and it is just the best recipe. I'm so great. I know Georgia watches my vlog, so Georgia, I'm forever, you know how grateful I am for this recipe. It's just the best recipe ever, and I feel like I need to do this particular blend again on TikTok and Instagram because I actually haven't tried it yet, but I think it's going to be delicious. I've put toasted hazelnuts in this one, white chocolate, milk chocolate, and I've also drizzled over and into the dough before I baked it the hazelnut cream. So we'll try that later when we get back from the event. Maybe I should be trying it before I give them to someone. I have faith in Georgia's recipe. It will be delicious. So I'm just going to write them a little note, stick it to these. I've gone all professional as well. I even got allergen stickers because I'm starting to do this more and more. I've also registered my home to be a food vendor because I'm starting to do things like sub clubs. I had to do it for the GHD pie event. So I feel like I'm becoming a little bit more professional, which is really scary, but a lot of fun as well. So I'm gonna write this letter. Let me show you what I'm wearing as well, because the M&S team, I've never had this with an event before. A few days ago, they just sent me an email being like, oh, here's a voucher for you to go buy some M&S new in things to wear to the event, which obviously makes so much sense from a brand point of view because hopefully then everyone at the event will be wearing your clothes. Of course. You guys know I love M&S clothes anyway, so I actually had a few things I could use, but you bet I went and checked stuff out last night. Yeah, I flew back, drove straight to M&S. It was 40 minutes before it was closing. Had a little bit of a try on some things. Did buy a couple of extra things and then came home and baked cookies. So I recently got this, it's like a suede material shirt. I really love a shirt jacket. You guys know me, I wear that denim one from Matalan all the time, forever annoyed that they don't have that in stock anymore. And the recent one that I got from Arca, which is a corduroy one. I really love this kind of heavy weight shirt that you can wear either as a shirt alone, or you could wear this with a white t-shirt underneath. And it's a lovely, lovely weight. This is perfect for autumn because it's actually warm. It's not like wearing a linen or a cotton shirt. And then I picked up this necklace. Second thought, I probably should have tried this on with it before I bought it and gone for maybe a slightly bigger necklace because this is on the lowest or longest setting. I quite like this detail here of it underneath the collar. So I've put this necklace in and it's a nice little stone detail, I guess. And then I've gone for these wide palazzo trousers. They are still too long on me. I've sized up a bit. I think I went for a size 10 because I wanted them to be comfy and really baggy. I do think I could have gone for the extra short length. These are the short length. I'm 5'3", 4" for reference, and we are getting to a point where where they're slightly grazing the floor, so I might have to see if Lawrence's mum can take these up for me. Shoes wise, I got these shoes from M&S absolutely ages ago. They're another shoe that Lawrence absolutely hates. They are getting on their last legs now. You can see they're looking a little bit tatty. You can actually see, oh my God, you can actually see my foot mark in them. Maybe these do need to be retired now, but these are so comfortable. And again, they don't have them in stock anymore. It's really frustrating, but hopefully they'll bring them out again in summer. So I'm going to take these to change into because these are their new in. And I really love these. I love these for a little bit of a pop of colour. And because of my feet being still a little bit sensitive with being on Roccatane and really prone to thin skin and blisters and things like that, I am going to wear the really comfy ones and then change into the other ones when I get there, because I think they'll appreciate more me wearing new in ones. Even though I do think actually if I was to go out in this outfit, I would wear those other ones because I think the brown and the brown would work a lot better than having a print shoe. I think it might be a little bit too busy. But in the interest of this being an event for them and showcasing their new items, we will take them to change into. And then I've also got this bag from them, really good because it's a perfect shape to be able to like chuck a laptop in and stuff as well. So I'm going to write the team a note and head on to the station. We've arrived and I'm like 45 minutes early. This is the thing with living where I live. You can either be dead on time and risking if there's any delays being late, or 45 minutes early. So I've gone with the latter. I tend to always do the latter, to be fair, unless if I've got like a really tight schedule. But I thought let's go to the Soho Home because I've not been before and I'm never in this kind of area. We were here the other week for the Chelsea Dog Day. Besides then, never in this area, and I've been wanting to go for such a long time. It's worth having a little look. I've not been in this little section before. It's this little area just off the back of the main street. Let's look in Zara Home because Lawrence was showing me last night that they've brought out a range of tools and he was just like, I want all of them. So if they've got any in here, we'll see if we can pick them up some. Just found this and I was thinking about getting kind of like a suede leathery jacket like this. I really like it, but arms always, like for me, are just always really long in the arms. And I think if I'm going to spend like a good amount of money on something, and this is like a real leather jacket, I need it to fit a little bit better. But I do really like this. I think if you had longer arms, this would be a really lovely jacket to have. Okay, here's the Soho Home. It's right kind of where like the Saatchi gallery is. I actually thought because it was a shop, they wouldn't have their no photography rule, but they have their no photography rule in there as well, which is just like, really, like, I know there's a little cafe in there, but it was so quiet and you can definitely take some pictures and some images of their beautiful interiors without disturbing anyone. I just sometimes think it's a little bit ridiculous. Anyway, I've come to a shop next door to that called the Chelsea Grocer. So beautiful, like loads of amazing, look at this deli area. All these like sandwiches, croissants, paninis, sausage rolls, quiches. Look at all of these. Beautiful. This is one of those shops that you could come in and just buy someone loads of goodies and like do an amazing hamper as a gift for them. Whole section of Prado olives there. This is a lovely shop. I've seen this brand a lot as well and I do really want to try the gummies for lion's mane. Apparently they're supposed to be really good for focus. So I feel like on those days like we're just feeling a little bit foggy and you can't really focus on anything, they'd be quite useful. But then I always think, do you want to rely on something like that to get focus? I think I might get a juice because I have been feeling really under the weather. I kind of want to get one of these, but then I think I can just make this at home so easy. Maybe we'll just buy the ingredients and do all that at home because I have made my own shots before and they're very simple to make. This brand here, if you ever see this and you like iced tea, really recommend this, especially there's a black tea one over there. This is such a good brand.
So good afternoon everyone, thank you for joining us today. For those I haven't had the chance to meet yet, my name is Dave Britton and I'm the Director of Home and Beauty at M&S. I am absolutely thrilled to invite you to this event. Can you hear me at the back? Not yet. Okay, we shall do a bit more. Delighted to invite you to this event to share something really special that we've been working on, that we've been cooking up, if you'll pardon the pun. That is obviously the Tom Kerridge for M&S collection. At M&S, we know our customers want their houses to look beautiful. They want them to be practical and durable, but they also want them not to cost the earth. And it's that balance of style, quality and value that really is at the heart of everything we do at M&S. The man himself, everyone, Tom Kerridge.
Thank you. Listen, thanks everybody for coming along today. This is a super special, proud moment for myself and actually all of the team, because as much as it's got my name on it, the adventure of being in cooking and opening businesses and being a chef has been a combination of, it's a huge team effort. This has probably been going on maybe 2 years now, I think, probably from start to this point to launch. Of all the things that happen to make kitchens work in a professional and a proper way, all the little idiosyncrasies, all the little touch points, all the little bits that make a difference between being just, I suppose, a pan to being one that you want to come back to again and again and again. We wanted to use in professional kitchens to the point where we use it in professional kitchens. So this is available as a homeware range, but it's been developed that the guys here at the Chalk use, we use it to handle flowers. This is pots and pans that, I mean, get chef usage. I have an amazing lunchtime, and thank you all very much for coming for this super proud moment for us. So thank you very much.
Oh yeah, but I don't really want. Good morning, guys. That event, oh my god, I can't believe that I got to meet Tom Kerridge, and he is so good. It's always a concern when you go to these things because you've got these people that you've idolised for so long, and what they're going to be like in real life, and he was lovely. I was at the kitchen area asking the chefs lots of questions and just watching what they were doing before they served the food, and he came over and we just had like a really good chat for like 5-10 minutes. Then he actually made an effort to like come around to every table whilst we were having our food like in between courses. What a guy, what an absolute guy. And it's just made me, like, when I watch Great British Menu next time, I am going to watch it with really fond thoughts of that man. Very, very grateful for being there and getting able to experience that, because 16-year-old me will be absolutely screaming inside. Tomorrow we're going to be hosting my dad and his partner and my dad's best mate and my little brother for Sunday roast. It's my dad's birthday, so we're going to host them, and we're going to do a little bit of a different take on a Sunday roast actually. There's a food content creator called Rosie, well, I can't remember her last name, but Rosie something, and I love her recipes so much. And she posted on her Substack a while back a sesame and honey roasted chicken recipe. I'll link it below. It's a free Substack post as well, so you don't need to be paying to see it. So I thought, let's do a kind of Asian style Sunday roast. One of the dishes that I'm doing for a supper club that I'm doing with a brand, which you'll see next week, is a ginger glazed carrots. So I thought, well, let's do the ginger glazed carrots. There was this amazing crispy shallots and chive crumb that I did on those. Well, actually I made that for an ad with Lee Kum Kee, so it's a really lovely side dish that will go really well with the sesame honey chicken. So we've got sesame honey chicken, ginger glazed carrots with chive and crispy shallot crumb. I think we're going to do some like soy and spam. Was that what we're going to do? Like soy and spam fried Brussels sprouts, some tender stem broccoli. We're going to do some Yorkshires. So I'm really excited to do a little bit of a different spin on a Sunday roast. So we're going to go to the shops now, buy everything that we need. I think we're also going to pop to the Asian supermarket as well. I want to get a couple of bits. I also want to get some fresh turmeric so I can make some immunity shots to try and kick the rest of this cold. So let's go buy everything that we need for the roast tomorrow. This shop does need a trolley. Here are all the veggie bits. We're going to do some soy and spam Brussels sprouts, so that's for that. These are for the ginger glazed carrots. Lawrence and I have a shared note where we write our like shopping list on for everything that we need. And I looked on the note for what I needed to get for this, and he had written on there, well, I'd written carrots on there, and he had written, if you can see that, it says like nice carrots. I swear, every time I've been into Waitrose, I always see rainbow carrots, every single time. But then when I want to buy the rainbow carrots, never here. I guess it's like because it's coming up to being a Sunday, so maybe people are buying them for their Sunday roast. I've also got some spring onion, because I think that'll be really nice chopped up on top of the carrots. Some cucumber. I can't remember why we need the cucumber. I think that's for dinner tonight, because we're going to do some like char siu, belly of pork with sticky rice and cucumber, like smashed cucumber and stuff. And then some chives, Maris Pipers. I think that's everything that we need for the veg. Now onto the meat section. Joint of pork belly, and there's 6 of us. So I think I'm going to get 2 chickens, because I'd rather there be too much and too little and be able to have them for leftover and stuff. So I'll get 2 large chickens. I've picked up 3 of these crisps. My dad loves a meaty crisp, and I'm with him. Like, I love any kind of like steak flavoured crisp. So Lawrence and I thought, for nibbles, let's just do something that he's going to really enjoy. Instead of doing like a fancy deviled egg situ, something like that, let's just put out some like crisps that he's going to love. So we've got some beef hula hoops. He loves a twiglet, so a twiglet and flame grilled steak McCoys. So just a little crowd pleaser. I also had no idea that Waitrose stock Torres. This flavour here, I know that everyone goes on about the truffle ones, but this one is absolutely delicious. I do love the fried egg one as well. Lawrence isn't a fan, but that, if you see those and you want to have a fancy crisp or crisp and dip, highly recommend. Oh, I'll also show you, because I think wine can be a bit of a tricky one, and I really, really love wine. I've done a lot of wine tastings, been to a lot of vineyards, things like that. There's a few places where I think if you want to go for a bottle of wine where you know it's going to be good without really knowing much about it, let me show you these ones here, because I really rate these. This range-ish here, there's so many different ones here, but it's these kind of style ones. It has all the notes on it, and I just think they are a little bit more of a premium price. They're like £9.25. However, a good wine should be around that. I know that you can get some really good ones in Aldi, but when a wine is like £6, the cost of bottling wine is so expensive that there's not much money being put into the production of it. So I would always say that if you're looking for actually a half decent bottle, you should probably be looking for like the £7 upwards. There's a really good account on Instagram that I'll link below called Partner in Wine, I think it is, and she does some incredible reviews of supermarket wines. But yeah, if you're in Waitrose and you want to pick up a nice bottle of wine, have a look of all of these ones, and you can just have a see of like what the flavours are, if it kind of pairs up with what you want, because all of them have really clear notes on here, and I think they look really good as well. It's my go-to if I go to a dinner party. I'll normally find something from that range, I guess. We obviously all know like the chicken wine, that's one of the best ones. Let me show you if you haven't seen that one. And that is a crowd pleaser. I think that if you go to someone's house with that wine there, and actually I swear that used to be quite cheap, and now it's like £8.75. It's on offer at the moment for £7.75. That's still £8.75. So ones even that we used to class as cheap do have a higher price point now. And the only other thing that I wanted to show you was, I've been trying to find supermarket orange wines, and we do have this one here from Waitrose, and I just thought I'd point it out in that I personally don't think it's worth having. I do think that supermarkets still have a long way to go with orange wines and being what they are like for artisan winemakers. This unfortunately just tastes a bit like a dessert wine, and it's the same with like every other supermarket wine, orange wine that I've been trying. Haven't been able to find any yet, so if you're an orange wine lover and you've seen that one and you want to give it a go, personally wouldn't recommend, but all those other ranges would recommend. Back from my travels, something I want to show you that I picked up from the Asian supermarket. So my mum used to do this. I remember her doing it quite a bit. Maybe it's just one of those things that actually she didn't do very often, but it's just stuck in my memory. But whenever we went to the Asian supermarket, because there was one quite close to a school that I went to, she would pick up some already cooked char siu pork, chop it up into little pieces, and then put that into the freezer. Then that meant that you'll always have frozen peas and rice, and we always had eggs because we had chickens. So you'd always be able to make some sort of stir-fried rice. And I think Chinese stir-fried rice was the first thing, like egg fried rice, because she taught me how to move it around in a pan and stuff. I think that's like the first thing that got me into cooking. It just like shows how early on my love of Asian flavours developed. Anyway, so I saw in Hing, which is by far my favourite Asian supermarket in the Milton Keynes area, there is the one called Central Oriental, which is also a part of a restaurant. Because the restaurant is so popular and so big now, the parking there, especially on the weekends or on a Friday, is horrific. I went to go to that one because I thought, oh, I haven't been to that one in a while, and I was on that side of Milton Keynes, and I drove in and there was just like no spaces on the road leading up to it as well, because everyone's there, which I love for them. Like, it's great that it's really, really busy. It does make for a little bit of an annoying pop-in experience. If you're aware that it's going to be like that, you can be like, okay, I'm just going to park like across the road, a 5-minute walk away, then it's fine. But I just literally wanted to pop in and get some things, and I thought if I'm coming back with bags full of stuff, because I get distracted in the Asian supermarket so much. I was popping in to get just a couple of things, actually some turmeric, some morning glory. Those were the two things, but I knew that I'd come out with like more things than that. And I just thought, I don't want to be clumbering back to the car with loads of things. So I thought I'll turn around and I'll go to Hing instead, which I love Hing. It's one of my favourite ones. It's massive. There's always loads of parking available. The fresh produce there is phenomenal, and like the seafood there's a whole section where you could get live lobsters from a lobster bath too. And I find that Central Oriental one is much better for snacks. I mean, they actually both have really good snacks. Central Oriental is good for that kind of thing. Anyway, in the refrigerated section, they had some cooked pork, just like the kind of stuff that my mum used to buy. So this one's honey roast pork, and this one is seasoned roast pork. So I might actually leave chopping this up because we're going to do for dinner like that pork that I was saying, and I might use some of this chopped up in the rice that we were going to do. I'll see if Lawrence wants to use it. So for now, I'll put this in the fridge, but I thought I'd show these with you because if you're a fan of having stir-fried rice, highly recommend if you see this in an Asian supermarket, buy it, dice it up into small bits, put it into a little like IKEA Ziploc bag in the freezer, and then you can literally cook it from frozen like you would peas, especially if you put them into like small cubes. Then you can have special fried rice, char siu special fried rice, whenever you want. I picked up some fresh turmeric. I always find that's one of those ingredients that's really hard to find. My Hing will always have it. I tell you what other place does have it. It's the big Sainsbury's. I swear the big Sainsbury's always has fresh turmeric. We're gonna make some of my immunity shot thing. I don't know how much these actually work. I don't know if it's a placebo, but I swear it's just one of those things where even if it's just to clear up my sinuses, I like having them in the fridge at this time of year. It's pretty simple, but I might add in a couple of different things to it. So, got 100 grams of turmeric in this teaspoon because it's always got 100 grams in there. And I think in Sainsbury's, when you buy a bag of it, it's always 100 grams as well. NutriBullet. I don't know how much ginger I have here. I leave skins on as well because I filter this through a little muslin, just like the kind of muslins that you would get in the baby section. In with all of that turmeric, skins on. I have posted this before on TikTok as well, so I will link that video below. And I think now that we're getting to the time of year where people are getting sick, I'll redo that video for Instagram and probably TikTok again as well, because I'm having a lot of fun actually posting some of my TikTok content over on Instagram. There's certain things where it doesn't really work. There's some things where it works as an Instagram story and then as a TikTok. And then some things where I love a good chat and I will always try and upload all of my TikToks here on Shorts as well. But sometimes my TikTok videos are over 3 minutes, and when you're uploading Shorts, the maximum that you can upload to is 3 minutes. So I'd say like any video that's around the up to 2 minutes mark, that's probably pushing it a little bit. I try and do more like the 1 minute 30 seconds. I will post over on Instagram. Then anything under 3 minutes, I'll always upload to Shorts, and then anything else over on TikTok as well. But I'm still trying to make sure that I post different content over on Instagram as well. I'm wanting to share a little bit more outfit and lifestyle stuff over on Instagram as well, because I really love that style of content. There's so much with travel and home and lifestyle that I want to share with you guys over on Instagram that aren't necessarily on TikTok. So I'm really trying to blend the content a little bit. Let me know if there's anything. If you're an Instagram only person, what are you enjoying seeing? Do you like seeing a blend of lifestyle? I kind of think because I really like creators like Lily Pebbles, Laura Jackson, that kind of stuff, and I just feel like that's what my life is. And I love cooking so much, but ultimately a lot of my cooking is just, oh, I've got these leftovers, we'll make it. But I enjoy doing interior things, I enjoy fashion and makeup. I used to be a visual merchandiser for a jeans brand years ago. I've got a makeup certification, so I love that kind of world as well. So I'm really testing out, just like posting various different things. So please let me know if there's anything that I'm doing that you really like or really don't like, that I really don't like seeing this. I'm literally here purely for the food on those platforms. Let me know, because I want to make sure that I'm producing things that you're going to love as well. Right, so I might actually just put all of this ginger in. Yeah, it's 117 grams, so all of that ginger in. And then, how many do I normally do? I normally do 4 lemons, but I've only got 3 here. That's fine. I've got an apple as well, so we're going to use an apple. I don't normally put an apple in, but we'll add it. So with the lemons, I literally just remove the rinds really roughly. If you had unwaxed lemons, which by the way, like, I don't know about yours, I never find unwaxed lemons. I don't know where you're sourcing those from, but if you find unwaxed lemons, you can just throw them in with the rinds as well, and then slice that in half. So we just have lemon like that in, and a whole apple as well. So I'm just gonna core that, leave the skins on. Then apparently you need to put black pepper in when you use turmeric because it activates the benefits that come from it. So a few cracks of black pepper. I'm also going to put a sprinkling of some cayenne pepper in as well. The extra things I'm going to add in that I don't normally add in, I'm going to put in one of these Free Sol electrolytes, and I normally do 250 ml of water, but I'm thinking using coconut water that I've already got in the cupboards will be a good addition. I just hope that this will be okay with them lasting in the fridge. I normally find that these last in the fridge 10 days or something. So fingers crossed adding coconut water won't mean that they'll go off quicker. And then we're just gonna blitz that up. There's our liquid there. And I've just got a muslin here and a bowl. So literally just line the sieve with the muslin and then let that strain out. Be careful if you're wearing white when you're making this because the turmeric will stain everything that it comes into contact with. Lawrence is making something for the dressing room. There are a few little tweaks and improvements that he's been making. So the first thing was the rails that he's added in that I've shown you guys before. These have just been so good. You've been using them as well, haven't you, for your outfits?
Yeah, well I made these shelves before. Now you've got too much stuff. This space has always been underutilised, so I made this shelf which goes in. Yeah.
Also, we really need to repaint this. Like I used a wrong finish of paint here and you can really see whenever I like take photos in this mirror, you can really see it. So when I paint this, I'll be able to update that as well.
And then that I'm going to cut to size. And
oh, that's useful. Good. Is there more to do more underneath, more poles under there as well? Or have you only got that much?
I've only got 2 end bits.
Okay, fine. I also need to pop down to the shed to see if we have more of that green paint. If not, I might pop out before the shop's shut and get that so that that's in the house ready to be done. Because you know, I find that painting is one of those jobs that you just decide to do like that. If you have all the stuff ready to go for the moment you get ready to paint, then you're going to be more likely to do it. Anyway, so rinse out that and then you just leave this to strain and then that can go into little bottles. I'll show you the little bottles that I have for these. I just got these on Amazon and they're very useful. So I've just got these little bottles that they go into. I might run all these through the dishwasher actually so they're nice and clean and then they just go into a little tray in the fridge. Good morning guys. You know what? I was lying in bed last night and I thought, I should probably have a look at that recipe for the chicken to see if anything needs to be done overnight. Or even actually I did think, because when I make like a turkey, I will air it out in the fridge overnight to dry the top skin out a little bit so it's crispier. And I thought, should I do that? Should I get it out of the packaging and like set it on like a trivet tray in the fridge so that it does that? And I thought, no, I'm in bed now, can't be bothered. And I'm just looking at the recipe to start doing the chicken today and it's an overnight marinade. So we're gonna have to do a quick marinade. It's going to be cooked in 9, 10, 11, 12, 3 hours. So definitely not as long as it needed, but it's fine. So we'll do this recipe. So I'll link it below. It's by Rosie Killett. I haven't made it before, but I have faith in Rosie's recipes. I think it's going to be really good. So we need to put a marinade of 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm going to eyeball it. 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, which I don't know if we have. We do have it. It was in the overflow cupboard. So 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. Again, I'm just going to eyeball it. I think it's about right. We can always adjust this. This is just a marinade. What next? 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. That should be about right. Then we need 2 tablespoons of dark brown sugar. That's about right. I'm actually going to leave this out as well because whilst this is cooking, I'm going to make a salt and brown sugar rub for the chicken as well, so that could sit on it whilst this is melting down. Okay, what else? 1 teaspoon of 5 spice. That'll do. 4 whole star anise, which I think is probably just going to be most of this. I need to get some more star anise. 1 bunch of spring onion minced and 1 thumb-sized piece of ginger minced. I also have our chickens, so we can do a little bit of a salt, sugar mix on it. I am really not prepared for this. Normally I have all the ingredients, but we used all the ginger in the ginger shops yesterday. So we're just gonna have to go this. And normally I would have minced ginger in the fridge, but it seems that's all been used up as well. So minced ginger needs to go back on. You know, like the little like lazy ginger, I always have some of that. It's like lazy ginger, needs to go on the shopping list. It'll be fine. Okay, so to mince this, I'm literally just going to chop it really finely. We'll reserve the tops because then we'll be able to scatter that over some of the dishes later on. So just gonna chop this really finely. Okay, we have our little soy, brown sugar, rice wine vinegar, spring onion marinade there. For the chicken, I'm hoping they're both going to fit on this tray here. Oh, do you know what I did have an idea about as I was falling asleep last night is stuffing. What about, and I'd need to probably pop out to get some more or get Lawrence to go out to get some more. What about Spam stuffing? With like some more spring onions in it, some garlic. Okay, that should be okay. So just on the chicken, before we go in with that marinade, I'm gonna sprinkle over some of the brown sugar and also some salt. We'll just rub this in, then we can drizzle over that marinade. Salt-wise, we've just got like a load of these different salts that we've put together that I think I'm going to use on this. Like really get all in the nooks and crannies and over the legs. If I was to do this again, I would get the chickens out and do this step of the sugar and the salt earlier in the day before, 6 hours or so before. Essentially, as soon as I got back from the supermarket, I should have done this step. Then before going to bed, done the marinade step. It'll still be delicious, but that's what I would personally do differently. Because this step is just going to mean that it's going to be, the skin's going to be a lot crispier and it'll draw out any of the excess liquid in the chicken. It'll still be juicy, but it just means that the exterior will be a little bit crispier. And then because of doing the marinade would be like more flavorful. Chicken's in bags. Let's go in with all of this into one. Zip her up and that can go into the fridge for a couple of hours. I'll see you in a couple of hours. Okay, as soon as it's Dad's birthday as well, I've done him a cake, and the reason it's in this is because it's a very loose cake. It's a Ruby, I can't remember her last name either. She was on Bake Off and it's her recipe and it's kind of like a Bruce Bogtrotter cake. I'll put the link below, but I don't know how much I'd recommend it because it is quite a complex cake. The sponge is phenomenal. It's really good. Like, so I made it for Lawrence's sister Friday as well, so I like doubled it up. It is a really beautiful sponge, super moist and light, but it doesn't have much structural integrity to it. I've kind of tweaked doing Dad's a little bit because when I did my sister-in-law's, it did need, again, this is my problem with cooking. I never learn when there's an overnight thing. I will always like look at a recipe and be like, yeah, cool, I'll make that tomorrow. But I forget or I glaze over when there's an ask for it being overnight. That's something I need to work on. But with my sister-in-law's, there wasn't enough time to let it set overnight. There's like 4 hours. So I can't really judge my sister-in-law's, how like the one for my sister-in-law turned out just yet because it didn't have the full recipe use. Is that the right thing to say? But this version we can judge because this has had overnight. So it's a really beautiful sponge, really light. And on the inside, Ruby puts a like chocolate custard. Again, I don't know if that necessarily works because it's quite hard to set properly, and if it's going to be out of the fridge for a long time it will just turn to goo. So I kind of tweaked this one a little bit where I've done a chocolate buttercream frosting in between each layer as a border, as like a round, then I put in the chocolate custard, so hopefully it should all stay together that way, and then we're going to coat it with chocolate frosting. And also I am always a big fan of using these. I do make my own buttercream, but sometimes you just want to go with ease, and this one, the Betty Crocker chocolate fudge frosting, it's really good, and I just think if there's something that's going to make your life easy, do it. So I am going to be frosting it with shop bought chocolate frosting, but I thought we could turn it out, and this is the thing. So I did order some acetate from Amazon to wrap that round the cake and then stack it and then put it into the fridge to set overnight, but it didn't come in time. But this saucepan literally fits the cake perfectly, so I used this instead. So I'm going to turn this out, see what this is like, put it back in the fridge for a little bit, still covered in cling film, just until I'm ready to frost it in a couple of hours time. Right, so let's turn this out. Ooh. Moment of truth. Oh, okay. That does look pretty well set. So yeah, maybe I just needed to actually follow the recipe and set it overnight. I had a load as well of the custard left over. So I actually decided to use that and turn that into a tart. So we're gonna have double chocolate dessert really, just because I had that chocolate custard to use up. There's the pastry case, then there's a layer of peanut butter, then there's the caramel, then there's this chocolate pudding like top. And I think it's okay. It does look a little bit slidey underneath with the caramel, but I'm hoping that when you slice into it, it should be perfect. Okay, and then that can just go into the fridge to keep cold until we have it. I'm really excited to slice into that. I think that hopefully will be really good. I really want it to have a beautiful cross section when you cut into it. I'm going to blowtorch one of the knives so it's a nice hot knife to slice in. I'm hoping you'll see all those layers. Cake is frosted. I am taking back what I was saying about the recipe. Look, I mean, in all fairness, actually, I've used this frosting when Ruby's one is a cream cheese frosting. It looks phenomenal. I even did a nice little swirl on the top. I'm gonna put this back in the fridge because I do feel like it's one of those cakes that it has to be kept cold. Otherwise the custard will melt and it will slide all over the place. So probably not a good cake to make in summertime, but winter time, autumn time, perfect. Little tip as well, if you are doing a buttercream frosting cake, always microwave your buttercream frosting. Decant it into a bowl, or if you've already made it, put it into a microwave safe bowl. Microwave it for 20 seconds and make it really spreadable. The issues that I've had in previous years before I did that is just spreading over a cake. Even when you whip the butter within an inch of its life, it's not malleable, and also you get all those air pockets. If you microwave your buttercream, you don't get any air pockets and it's really smooth and glossy. This will go into the fridge. I'm gonna have some breakfast now and then we're gonna crack on with the rest of the roast prep. Little check-in for you. It's 12 o'clock now and things that we've got on the go. Lawrence is the saucier of the two of us, so he's got gravy going. I think he's going to pimp that up a little bit more. Carrots, they're ready to go into the oven. Really simple. I've actually made a ginger and soy glaze. Where is it? Oh, it's here. For them to go in. Remember when we did the recipe testing for the supper club that I'm doing with that brand, which you're going to see next week? That's the same glaze from that. So it's actually grated ginger, some jasmine, green tea, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of soy sauce, just reduced down into that kind of syrup. Carrots are going to be roasted in the oven and then tossed in that sauce with a crumb. Potatoes, Lawrence actually just really overcooked the potatoes. So he's had to go out and buy some more Maris Pipers to do some more roast potatoes. And then we've got some shaved sprouts here that we're going to cook with a little bit of butter, some of the, we actually are going to use the char siu pork that I got from the Asian supermarket. So I've literally just chopped up both of those. One half is in the freezer so we can use it in egg fried rice like I was saying before, and then the other half we've got in here. So I'm just going to just put a good amount of butter, too much butter, in a pan, add in the Brussels, splash of soy sauce, add in the chopped char siu pork, and then that'll be that pretty much done. The only other thing is we've got some tender stem broccoli, which we're going to do in a similar way, just pan fry it. Yeah, that should be everything. I'm just gonna get the chickens in the oven now as well. Was so good. I really feel like I should have documented more of it. I'm going to probably develop some of those recipes a little bit more and post them over on Instagram and TikTok. But it was so good. I've got a load of leftovers I'm just going to do a little bit of breakfast with. So chop a load of potatoes up, loads of veggies up, do a over easy egg or a poached egg and have that all for breakfast. So leftovers are going to do us a long time, but yeah. Really, really delicious. And I'll sign off the vlog here. Thank you so much for watching another one. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a beautiful week and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.